Hello friends, welcome to my Princess Diana channel. Before moving on to the video, if you are not subscribed to my channel, do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, so let's move on to the video. When King Charles would not allow him to be returned to the royal family, all of the destroyed couple's attempts will be destroyed with the end of the returned opportunity. Then, are those attempts correct? Follow along with me to learn if all of those comeback attempts are legitimate or just phony. And welcome to my channel. According to the tabs and reports from US Globe magazine stated that Harry and Meghan are attempting to split Charles to reunite with the royal family. This type of report had already come out before, and they have yet to see it go anywhere. Reporting on such a situation, William is a wise man who would support King Charles, his respected father. Meghan and Harry have been attempting to resuscitate this dead duck for over a year. That isn't going to happen. She is free to try as many times as she wants to. All I see is a lot of media desperate to get into pay-to-play schemes. Since the media even quoted that King Charles had only 2 years to live, this attempt would not have been successful, or all glory to Fortune, who is king ways to be sight, looks in a good form took to his Easter leave. I saw the king himself, when he looked from the oratory after divine service, and I may say he looked as well as can be expected. Except he looked very well for someone on their way out of chemo rounds. Just typical. If the Harkles want to go back to an operating royal service, that's horribly ironic. They did, on purpose once, abandoned operating royal service. I can only suppose what emotional, and maybe even physical, toll these two monsters he stands for have taken on King Charles. And they inquire why stress is correlated with chronic sickness. Awful. And if, as it appears, those essays were written by she, then this is narcissistic trauma on a global scale without end. One would imagine that she would have burned out by now. I must then remind myself that she is an alien species. That is just how you would expect a narcissist to socialize with cancer patients, or indeed anybody severely or gravely sick. Lurk around the money, threaten the sick, pretend to be a martyr, assault the grown-ups on the case, and unleash whatever disaster is at hand. Capital and nothing surprising here. Rich and fair or not, royal or not, it's why this story resonated with so many persons. I sometimes ponder whether the newspaper even pauses to consider before committing words to print. I imply, do they have any notion how foolish they sound? Charles is a scoundrel being murdered by stress that Harry is inflicting on him, his executioner. William is the evil murderer who Harry is tormenting him with stress and refuses to extradite him. If the Harkles are so stressed with King Charles III that his already bad condition as a result of his data boy, dagger and new treatments and procedures, then this is protection. One should applaud to that full throat beat. This betrayed, the strong and fails it loyal. Harry and the Harkles can think of a painting with whatever you want of William, but it is clear, the whole world recognizes him what he really is, and the sugar in this one and with his first wife, for they are now crazy. This is as a run-of-the-mill cockroach, the one who is trying her best to paint William as the enemy, for William stands in her way to have what she believes the right to Harry as the king and herself as queen. She doesn't realize that UK government can veto the succession if the alleged king is deemed to be unfit. Haven't had that for many, many years. But I dare to say it definitely be vetoed to abolish the royal family in the UK is presented with Harry as heir. This is anything you need to show how unhinged Roach is. Of course, as Charles as always, she's as interested as willing to knock Catherine off her pedestal, but reality is that she is truly as dumb as a bat, as it her attitude and demeanor that has her so violent hated. Meghan is bound and determined that Harry should only be allowed to talk to King Charles III so they could continue to scam money from him, as the well has already run dry. The woman is everything about money. She is so desperate as nothing she has used for all time gives her something stable in terms of income. What she sees in King Charles is just a type of ATM to have her all time free of any passes. Here comes William, who blocks it in her opinion. William does just what by far any reasonable person would do, and he defends his father, who is now experiencing real health problems and is in a very drunk condition. That's it for our video, my friends. I hope you have liked it. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and like the video. If you haven't done so yet, if you want to be first to be informed about my content, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on notifications. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself and stay healthy. I'll see you in the next one.